Hi bold bakers, it is summer and the perfect time for a popsicle sequel. I loved last year's video and I'm going to try and top it this year with 5 brand new big and bold flavors. So let's get started. I'm really excited to tell you that we have revamped our website and added great new features like creating a profile, sharing your photos, and even saving your favorite recipes. So make sure you go over to biggerbolderbaking.com and check it out. Okay, it's time to get started with our first popsicle, which is Cantaloupe and Strawberry. I'm making my popsicles in a food processor, but you can also use a blender. So into the food processor, I'm going to add in some diced cantaloupe. And simply on with your lid, and we're just going to blend it up until it's nice and fine. When it comes to your fruit for popsicles, you can use fresh or frozen, both work really well. Okay, when you see it's nice and pureed, turn off the machine. It looks and smells delicious. We're going to clean it out, put it into a bowl, and then puree up our fresh strawberries. So for our strawberry layer, we're just going to add in our strawberries. And then just like the cantaloupe, blend it up until it's nice and pureed. So you'll notice in my popsicles that we're just using the natural sugar in the fruit. They're lovely and sweet, so there's no need to add any extra. So it just takes a few seconds and you have pureed fruit. Where I'm from in Ireland, we grow really lovely strawberries, so this kind of reminds me of that. Okay, so we have our 2 layers, and now we're going to build our popsicles. For my popsicles, I like to use this mold, and I've got a link on my website of where you can buy this. But if you don't have popsicle mold and if you have Dixie cups, they work really well too. Fill your popsicle mold with your cantaloupe 1/3 of the way full. Then we're going to add in a layer of our strawberry puree. After your strawberry, fill it up to the top with more cantaloupe. When your popsicle mold is full, give it a quick bang on the counter to remove any air bubbles. Lastly, on with your lid and in with your popsicle sticks. There you go. It does not get much easier than these gorgeous homemade popsicles, and the best thing is they only take around 5 hours to freeze, so we'll be eating them in no time. Once your popsicle is frozen, this is what it will look like. It's beautiful color. It tastes great. All natural flavors, natural sugars, perfect treat for this summer. Our next popsicle flavor is a winning combination of creamy and fruity. It is raspberry and coconut. Into a bowl, add in some coconut milk. Into the coconut milk, we're going to add in a little bit of sugar. I'm adding in agave, but you can add in honey, maple syrup, stevia, whatever kind of sugar suits your diet. Then just give a quick little whisk to bring these ingredients together. It's important to add in the sugar because it stops the coconut milk from freezing rock solid. It makes it much smoother. Okay, set this guy aside and we are going to puree ourselves some raspberries. Blend it up for a few seconds and we're ready to go. If you see this color, this is the reason why I actually like to use frozen defrosted fruit, because for raspberries you get this beautiful vibrant color that you just don't get from fresh raspberries. Okay, got our raspberries, got our coconut, we're ready for our molds. Put in a generous spoonful of raspberry puree into your popsicle mold. Then fill all the way to the top with your coconut milk mix. If you want to create a nice ripple effect, I give the mix a little bit of a stir. On with our lid and in with our sticks. Check that out. They're going to look lovely when they're frozen. Now, these popsicles are dairy free, but saying that, they are for everybody, so I hope you all try them out. Our popsicles are frozen and just look at how pretty they turned out. Let's have a little taste. Oh, it tastes so good. The coconut is kind of creamy, it's a little bit tropical. It's a great combination. For this next flavor, I took my favorite breakfast that I have almost every day and I turned it into a frozen treat. It is a green smoothie popsicle. Into our food processor, I'm going to add in a banana, some pineapple, I have defrosted there, and then some orange juice. I think this is a great smoothie because most of these things I always have in my household. If you don't have pineapple, you can put in something else. It's supposed to be easy. Watch closely because this popsicle has a secret layer. Okay, perfect. We're going to take this mix and pour half of it into our popsicle molds. So the reason this is called a green smoothie is because of spinach. Now we're just going to pop it into the rest of the mix that we've reserved raw, and by not cooking this, you're actually getting all of the nutrients. Everything is going to go into your smoothie. I get asked, can you taste the spinach? And the answer is no. So you get all of the lovely color, nutrients, but there's no flavor of spinach. On with our lid. Now you might want to blend this up a little bit longer than the others to break down the spinach. Okay, perfect. Our other layer is ready for our popsicle. Keep making your smoothie popsicles until you've filled your mold. Then on with your lid and in with the sticks. Okay, there you go. You have your breakfast, healthy snack, dessert, all ready in one popsicle. Now your popsicles stay fresh in the freezer for up to 8 weeks. You can leave them in the mold or you can cling wrap them. There's 2 things you should know about me. I'm always on the go and I am always hungry. And that's how I came up with these popsicles. They fill me up, they curb my sweet tooth, and they just satisfy me, and I know that you're gonna like them too. Our next popsicle flavor happens to be one of my most favorite desserts. It is peaches and cream. In a bowl, add in some yogurt. You can use Greek or regular. Cream, sugar, which I'm using agave, and some vanilla extract. And then just give these a nice mix together. Just like with the raspberry and coconut, the same reason we're adding sugar into this is to help it freeze better and keep it nice and creamy. The vanilla is always optional, but if you have it, please use it because I think it just gives this dessert a little bit of an extra oomph. Okay, that's our cream layer. We're going to set it aside and then we're going to puree our peaches. Add in your peaches and then just puree until nice and fine. No added sugar needed. Peaches are full of natural sweetness. Lovely, it smells fantastic and has such a delicate flavor and it's going to work really well with our cream. So now it's time to assemble our popsicle. Just like the other popsicles, I'm going to layer these too. So put in a spoonful of your peach puree and then on top put some of your creamy mix. Then just continue with the rest of your popsicles. You can layer them, swirl them, any way you like. On with your lid and in with your popsicle stick. There you go, another gorgeous popsicle ready for the freezer. Now I have tons of frozen desserts coming up this summer just like this one. So if you don't want to miss out on any, make sure you tap that subscribe button. Okay, now for my favorite part, the result. Look at that, look how gorgeous it is, the combination of colors. My favorite thing about popsicles is that you only need a handful of ingredients and you can come up with 1,000,001 ideas to customize your popsicles. Okay, so I saved the best for last. Now this looks like one fruit, but it actually contains 3. It is a watermelon popsicle. Into our food processor, we're going to add in some watermelon and some strawberries. In case you don't already know this, strawberries and watermelon work so well together. I'm going to blend this up until it's nice and pureed. A few seconds later, we have lovely puree, and this is going to be the base of our popsicle. For the rind of our watermelon, we are going to puree some kiwi. I think the kiwi really gives you that watermelon effect, just being the rind. Okay, this is our kiwi puree and the final layer for our watermelon popsicle. Fill your popsicle mold 3/4 of the way with your watermelon and strawberry mix. This is going to be the meat of our watermelon. Here I have some little chocolate chips and I'm going to add them in so they resemble the seeds of the watermelon. But if you don't want to add them in, that is totally fine. Give them a little stir around so you can see them. Okay, so now this layer has to go in the freezer for 30 minutes to let it firm up and set. So we're going to put on our lid, put in our sticks, and come back in half an hour. So it's been half an hour, our watermelon layer has set. So now I'm going to go in with the next layer, which is white, and that is coconut milk. Pour that on top, just a very thin layer. Then we're going to pop this in the freezer for half an hour and we're going to let this freeze. I know it seems like a labor of love, but believe me, when you see these come out, it is well worth it. Okay, so we're almost there. We've got one layer left to go, and that is our kiwi. So very carefully fill it up all the way to the top with your kiwi puree. Okay, we're done. That is all our layers. Now we're going to pop this guy back in the freezer for around 5 hours and let them go totally frozen, and then we can enjoy them. Okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Look how beautiful that looks. You can see the little seeds in there, the rind layer. I think this is phenomenal, and this definitely is a showstopper this summertime. Whether you're a fan of fruit or like something a little bit extra decadent, there is definitely a popsicle here that you will love. Make sure you go over and check out my website and see all of the new features. I'll see you back here next week for more bigger, bolder baking. Okay. Do you hear the birds?